Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel if you are new. Hello, my name is V. I post nail tutorials every Thursday and Sunday at 8:15 a.m. Central Time. Getting right into today's video, I am starting off by letting you guys know that this is my last Watch Me Work video on my clients. I'm officially on maternity leave, so unfortunately any videos from here on out, if I'm able to record, they will be on my practice hands or on myself. So this is my lovely client Brittany. You guys have seen her on my channel quite a bit. We are going to be doing a simple fill on today's video with a nice change of design. For that step, I am using my Kiara Sky rechargeable e-file. We're just gently removing that design that she currently had. If you guys are interested on watching that process, I will leave that video linked, as I did record her previous set that she currently has on her nails as we speak. So that speed we are keeping that e-file on is about 8 to 9,000 RPMs. And along with that, I'm using the Kiara Sky 5-in-1 carbide bit. This one is medium grit in the color rose gold, but they have tons of different colors you can choose from. I'm using very light pressure, as all I want to do is remove the design and not any acrylic. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish that off on the rest of the nails. I did show a little glimpse of her in my vlog channel, so if you guys do follow that and watch those videos, you will see a snippet of me working on her nails in that video. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish that off. At this point, I am removing any lifting that she might have. Very minimal, as my clients do take care of their nails very well, and I try to really prep their nails as best as possible. Once I'm done gently removing that design, we are taking a mandrel bit from Profiles Backstage. Along with that, I'm using their purple sanding bands in medium grit. These are super fine, so I feel like they are very gentle on the nail as long as you have your e-file at a low speed. My preference is 4,000 RPMs for my prep, and very light pressure. We are just trying to buff off that shine. And again, at this point, if my client has any lifting at all, I would go back in and really remove that at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and finish buffing off that shine, and then we will be moving on to the next step. Now I'm taking my needle bit and still have my e-file at 4,000 RPMs. I am gently going around that cuticle area. This is going to help remove any excess dead cuticle that I might have missed with my mandrel bit. Very gentle as well with my pressure. And as long as you have it at a low speed and you're not jabbing it into their nail or their cuticle area, it is very safe to use, and I highly recommend it as it definitely helps a lot with lifting issues that you might have. Now for the cuticle area, I am taking my cuticle ball bit. This is from Amazon. All products will be linked in the description box, so don't forget to check that out. I have now moved my e-file speed up to 5,000 RPMs. I have found that that's a little bit more effective when removing cuticle, especially if it's a little bit more on the stubborn side. As long as you're not applying too much pressure to that cuticle area, you should be good to go. It is my favorite way of removing it. It just gently buffs it away without having to cut or trim anything off, which I honestly prefer, and I feel like it just smooths all the skin in one.
All I see is blessings, got no time for stressing. Don't believe in failures in my life, it's only lessons. They just making room for what I'm on now. I don't got a clue, but I know the one who does know how. Oh wow, it's like I'm learning the game with the maker I already know now. Destiny has my name, know it's coming, it'll never go. I know that we all gonna be alright. We gon' make it through if it takes us all night. No matter what the odds may bring our way, I can see the blessings coming our way.
Now before we get into our fill process, I am just going to quickly reshape these nails. Unfortunately, stiletto nails are the first shape that will get rounded at the tip. Because they're so skinny, thin, and fragile at the tip, they will round a lot easier. So I am making sure that I am reshaping those into the super sharp, dangerous stiletto shape that my client absolutely loves. They do stay sharp about 1 day, and then after that they get a little bit rounded, and of course the more you do, they will get worn down quickly. So that's why they kind of turn more into like a really skinny almond shape towards the end. So I'm just making sure that I'm reshaping those super sharp.
No matter what the odds may bring our way, I can see the blessings coming our way. Yeah. Blessings on blessings, yeah. I can see the blessings coming our way. Blessings on blessings, yeah. I can see the blessings coming our way.
I can see the blessings, I can feel your presence, leaning on the change in my heart for your endeavors. I pray I'm your reflection, I fiend for your correction. The cross brought the connection, and through Jesus is perfection. Life done hit me crazy, been more stressed than ever. Living like whatever, through the rain I feel you drawing closer. Lord, make me better, take me, shape me, use me, I am yours. Take me, break me for the glory of the Lord. Okay, not only does he hold me when I'm down and feel I'm folding, he my coach when I'm the gold. He never lonely, got that hope in he who holy. Keep that rugged cross all on me, need that spirit to control me. Seek that word to come and mold me, yeah. It's like I can feel the blessings coming my way. Yeah. It's like I can feel the blessings coming my way.
I know that we all gonna be alright. We gon' make it through if it takes us all night. No matter what the odds may bring our way, I can see the blessings coming our way, yeah. Blessings on blessings, yeah. I can see the blessings coming our way. Blessings on blessings, yeah. I can see the blessings coming our way, yeah.
It's too late now to turn around and back again. I made my bed and now I lay my head in it. And I'm sorry.
Now, once I'm done with all my filing, I am going in with a lint-free wipe and some Young Nail Swipe, and I'm going to be fully scrubbing at that natural nail area. This helps remove any excess dust while also dehydrating that natural nail, which is crucial when it comes to the product adhesion. You want to make sure you are really prepping your nail properly, and this is one of the steps that I feel like also helps a ton. Last but not least, it is our primer. This is a XXX bond from Not Polish. I'm going to quickly apply and really scrub that primer into the natural nail area only. And then I like to do 2 coats just to ensure that everything adheres properly. Primer does make a difference, and it is absolutely a step that you should not skip when you are applying any type of nail enhancement. I'm gonna go ahead and quickly finish that off.
Sorry, I'm not perfect, but I knew that I wouldn't be. I guess it's for the best, you know the worst in me. I'm no good at being good, but I never said I was.
Now for our fill, we are just going in very quickly. I've talked about it a ton on my channel before when doing fills. It is my favorite part. It is so quick and it just freshens up the entire set in such a quick process. So I'm going in with Milky White from Not Polish. Along with that, I'm using their acrylic monomer, and my acrylic brush is from Profiles Backstage. I decided to use that brush versus the Not Polished one just because it's a little bit on the smaller side, which is perfect in my opinion for fills. I prefer to work with a smaller brush versus a larger brush because I get the perfect bead for that fill. So again, Milky White just in that cuticle area, gently pushing it up and then blending it downwards. You want to make sure you hold the finger in a downward position. That is the game changer. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that off very quickly. If you are struggling with any of your acrylic application process, make sure you check out my beginner tutorial playlist. I promise you it will help you guys a ton, and I have gotten tons of positive feedback, so hope you guys get the information you guys might be struggling with. Once I'm done doing the basic fill with the Milky White acrylic, I'm going in with clear acrylic from Not Polish, and I am basically going to be encapsulating that. This also helps slightly rebalance that nail. As you can tell, with the length of the nail, you want to add a little bit of thickness, and my client specifically likes her nails on the thicker side as she is not gentle with them. So I always make sure that I add that extra encapsulation layer to protect the color and her nail length. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that off very quickly and continue the fill. Now once I'm done with my acrylic application, everything is nice and dry. I am going back in and filing for my finished file. I'm going in with Kiara Sky e-file, now at a speed of about 10,000 RPMs. Again, with my 5-in-1 carbide bit in medium grit, color rose gold. I'm just gently going around that cuticle area, making sure that that cuticle is nice and flush. You want to make sure that that product is thin right where the cuticle is, or otherwise it will cause lifting. And I'm just going gently along the length of the nail, making sure that I am filing it very, very gently with very light pressure and making it nice and smooth. I'm gonna go ahead and repeat that on the rest of the nails. Once I'm done using my e-file, I'm going back in with my Tammy Taylor peel and stick file and just lightly filing those sides, making sure that the shape is still nice and crisp. Even though I already filed at the beginning, I want to make sure I go in after I apply my acrylic, because a lot of the time you will add a little bit of unwanted extra thickness when it comes to that shape. So I'm just going ahead and repeating that on the rest of the nails. Now I'm going to be prepping that nail for my nail art application. For this step, I am using my sponge buffer from Profiles Backstage, and I am going in on these nails. I want to make sure they are super, super smooth so that I have the perfect canvas for my nail art. Right before you start your nail art, you want to make sure you either send your client to wash their hands or do like I do. I prefer to just clean the surface of the nail with a lint-free wipe and some swipe. I'm just gently wiping it underneath as well to get all the dust out. I just feel like this is a quicker process versus having to wait for them to come back. I like to get stuff done right then and there, so I am going ahead and repeating that on the rest of the nails, and then we're going to be moving on to nail art. Now for today's nail art, it's going to be very, very simple, but super effective. I am obsessed with how these turned out, and I feel like a lot of you guys are going to appreciate this type of design as well because it's very, very easy to achieve and it's so pretty. So I'm starting off by adding a thin layer of Blossom or Blooming gel, whichever one you have. If you guys are interested in purchasing one, this one is from Not Polish and I love it. I'm adding a thin layer of that and making sure that I'm coating the entire nail. I want a good even layer, even though I'm only going to be using the tip of that nail. Now the key to achieving the perfect blossom gel effect is going to have a really good gel, of course, as your base. The Not Polished one is really good for that, but you do not want to cure it. You want to make sure you are working with it as it is still wet. This is 100% needed and important. Do not cure in the light. Now I'm taking the Kiara Sky liner gel art and I am going in and honestly just blotting it on the tip. I am using the dark shade of pink and the lighter one, and I will obviously link those down below for you guys, but I'm just dabbing it on the tip and I'm doing this very quickly. It is a very simple, super fast process. You want to make sure you are kind of quick about it because by the time you get to the thumb, I feel like the effect on the pinky is going to be a lot more effective versus the one on the thumb. So you want to make sure you are working very quickly to try to get all the pattern and design as even as possible. Now another thing I did want to mention is you want to use a gel polish or something like this product that is on the thinner side for your color. If I were to use gel paint, it probably will not spread. Maybe it will, but it will be very, very minimal. So I'm just going back in and making sure that the sides aren't like super over spilled. And then I'm going to be placing that in the light while that one is curing. I am going to be working on the other hand. So my client did request a mix match set of nails. I absolutely love the vibe of different sets on each hand, so I never get mad about it. This one is super cohesive. We're just changing the color. She always tends to do lime green, so she was like, you know what, give me some pink. So that's why we threw pink in there. And for this hand we are actually going to be doing green, so I am taking a darker shade of green and a lighter shade of green, both also from the gel art collection from Kiara Sky. Once I'm done applying my thin layer of the Blooming or Blossom gel, I'm going to quickly apply that as well. Same process that we did on the other hand. once we're done with our little dots, of course, make sure you cure that in the light. I like to place it in there for a full minute and a half. Make sure that everything is nice and cured, especially because you are adding layer upon layer of gel art. Now I'm going in with my nail art brush from Not Polish. It is one of the thinner ones, and I decided to use the longer bristled one just for the sake of this design. We are going to be adding swirls on top of that design that we just created. I am using white gel paint from Profiles Backstage for this process. It is one of my favorite gel paints. I highly recommend their products. Definitely a must in my opinion. So I'm just randomly placing those on top of that nail art. Again, focusing more on the tip, very carefully, just kind of swirling them. This design has gotten super popular, definitely trendy for this summer. So highly recommend you guys practice your swirls. Make sure you guys invest in some really good nail art products and some really good nail art brushes. I'm gonna go ahead and repeat that on the rest of the nails, and then we're gonna be curing that in the light. Once I'm done with all my nail art and everything is nice and cured, I am going in and top coating these nails very well. For this step, I am using the Not Polish Gloss It. She decided to go with shiny, which I absolutely feel like that was the best route, honestly, specifically with this design. I'm going in and really pressing that into all of the layers of gel art. You want to make sure you get a nice even coat by pressing it into it, as sometimes the gel paint can cause some little divots and you want to fully cover that. We're going to be placing that in the light for a full minute. I like to do 2 rounds on the highest option on the Kiara Sky rechargeable LED light because it just ensures that every layer is nice and cured.
Showed up, day one before the glow up. Don't need ask for them show love. Don't need ask for them show love. Show love. Izquierda pa derecha, dale bien pa' acá. Yo quiero que tú bailes, dale sin parar. Todo mundo hey, quiero vacilar. Shake it, take it, and I'll throw it right back. Ooh, take it back to when nobody used to know me. Let's tell them I was just chilling with my homies. Now that we're popping, everybody is talking.
Once we are out of the light, we cannot forget our cuticle oil. This one is from Profiles Backstage. Smells so good. I use the one called Goddess and the watermelon scented one. Those two are my favorite. They smell so good. Now I'm just gently rubbing that in to her skin, and then I gently rub my fingers down the sides of the nails to ensure that the acrylic is nice and smooth. And if I have any little divots or any mess ups on that acrylic, I go ahead and fix it at this point. For the most part, if you are checking your work throughout the process, you should be good to go.
This is for my day one, day one.
That basically concludes today's video. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned a ton, and I will see you guys later.
This is for my day one, day one. Izquierda pa' derecha, dale bien pa' allá. Yo quiero que tú bailes, dale sin parar. Todo mundo, hey, quiero vacilar. Shake it, and I'll throw it right